Have you ever been in a crowded room yet felt like the only one who truly understands what's happening, or stays awake for hours because of something that seems completely ordinary to everyone else? The truth is, the high quality isn't what they show in the movies. In fact, brilliance work with the patterns that seem strange or even pathologies to others. Today, drawing from the landmark book Living with the Intensity and latest finding the neuroscience, we're exploring 10 rare psychological patterns that prove your brain is the processing life on a different level. And number 7, that's likely the reason you always felt like an outside in your relationship. Let's start with the first sign. The ability to see what the others simply call the coincidence. Most of the people view the world like the photo album, a series of disconnected moments. But for you, the world is the more like movies that every sense is linked to the previous one. You don't believe in coincidence. When you notice several people around you mentioning the same type of the anxiety, your brain automatically scans for economic or psychology change from the past few weeks. You see the invisible thread of the cause and effect that others ignore. Simply put, you live in the world of the patterns, not events. Second sign. The way obsession. Have you ever been told you are too stubborn or that you are difficult to work with? It's probably because you refuse to do something just because. It's a rule, or the us said so. For the high IQ mind, blind obedience feel like a personal insult. You are not trying to be difficult. You just need to understanding why. You need to build a mental model of the who the gear turn under the knee. If there is no logic behind the rule, your brain rejects it as a system error. To you, accepting something without understanding it feels like an intellectual prison. Third sign. Thinking a step ahead. Your mind is like a supercomputer, constantly running what-if scenario. Before you say your first word in the meeting, your brain has already calculated several potential outcomes. That's why, while everyone else is panicking in the crisis, you are strangely calm. Not because you don't care, but because you lived through that crisis in your mind a week ago and already have a backup plan. Other side might think you're hesitating, but the truth is you're just standing several steps ahead, calculating thousands of the variables at once. Fourth signs. Intellectual overexcitability. According to the book Living with the Intensity, a key trait of the brilliant mind is an unstable thirst for the learning. Not knowing feel like a constant itch you cannot scratch. You won't rest until you figure it out. That's why you might be up at 3 a.m. just understanding exactly how a political theory and electronical components work. While this keeps you ahead, this constant processing can push your brain to the brink of burnout. Fifth sign. Solitude of function. Many people think you are antisocial or shy, but the reality is much more scientific. Your brain operates with the massive amount of the input. The thinking of the clock, the lighting, people facial expression, body language, you take it all in the simultaneously. This volume of the data can overload the system. For you, solitude isn't choice, it's a biological rest. You need silence to organize those thousands of the thought, or your mental system will simply crash. Sixth sign. The heritage of the small talk. Talking about the weather or what's for lunch feels like the waste of the processing power. You prefer to dive straight into the someone's real drives, something that can feel intense or even intimidate to others. Solitude isn't luxury for you, it's a survival strategy. But when you return from this solitude to the real world, You see things that degrade on your nerves like a harsh noise. 7. Sign. Obsessive optimization and inefficient system feel like a constant itch on your skin. You cannot ignore it. When you see a process wasting a time or relationship falling apart due to the logical misunderstanding, you cannot help but step in. You are not a natural born optimizer. You fix things that others didn't even know were broken. 8. Sign. Brutal self-honesty. Highly intelligent people have a strict judge in their head who takes no bribes. When you make a mistake, you don't look for the excuse. You go straight to your own cognitive biases. This intense self-awareness sets your standard incredibly high. This intense self-awareness sets your standard incredibly high. For others, good enough is fine. For you, anything with the logical flow is failure. 9th sign. Managing energy. No time. You have realized that time is an illusion, but mental energy is very real. You have secret hours, those times when your brain is at its peak. In those few hours, you do work that takes others a week. You don't manage your schedule. You manage the flow of your neurons. 10th sign. Emotional intensity. Finally, there is a word living with intensity called overexcitability. You are not just smart, you are too much. You feel too much, you see too much, and you understand too much. Other people's world might be black and white, but yours is in 10 million colors. Is it exhausting? Yes, but would any of us really choose to go back to the black and white? If you see this sign in yourself, know that your mind is a powerful tool, not a disorder. The difference between you and others is that you see the world in the higher resolution. Instead of suffering from the intensity, learn to see boundaries for your energy. High intelligence doesn't mean have all answers. It means having the courage to ask the question that the other don't even think of. Which of these 10 patterns feels most like your life? Let me know in this comment.